Hello, Simone. Today we are going to be doing a very spicy episode on, and very, very data heavy episode on phrenology. For people who don't know, was the study of people's skull shape and whether it affected outcomes or intelligence or anything like that.
Get out your calipers, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fun.
Just the sloping brow and cranial bump into the career criminal.
Sir, phrenology was dismissed as quackery 160 years ago.
Of course you'd say that. You have the brain pan of a stagecoach tilter.
They used to put these big like clamps on your head to like measure, and like certain like rich guys, you'd go to their house and they'd like do this to you.
Oh, it was like a party trick. Yeah. Like you'd have everyone over and someone would get out the calipers and they'd be like, yeah. And they had like little models of heads that would show like the different, here's what indicates.
One of our very wealthy friends is into this these days as well, getting back into phrenology.
Yeah, a little. But apparently he's not wrong.
So phrenology does not appear to work, to my knowledge. I can look more into it, but that is not what this episode is on. This episode is on just being able to tell a person's politics, sexuality, criminality, any number of things from facial features. Can you actually, like, even worse than phrenology, because phrenology, you needed the calipers, you needed all that.
Yeah.
What can you judge about a person just from looking at their face? And how accurately can you judge it? And if you are like, well, okay, he's going to point to some minor statistical differences, not that big. Let's just go right into criminality, right?
Oh, God. Okay.
The spiciest, okay? So
fine.
There was a study in 2016 called Automated Inference on Criminality Using Face Images. It used a supervised machine learning for classification CNNs on 1,856 Chinese male ID photos, 730 convicted criminals, and 1,126 non-criminals. It claimed an 89.51% accuracy in determining criminals.
Oh no.
That's around a 9. That's 0.5, less than 0.5 away from a 90% accuracy rate at determining who's a criminal.
Oh,
just from looking at their face. That is probably more accurate than any other way you could determine a criminal. In fact, I bet court cases aren't even that accurate in determining criminals.
Yeah, seriously.
Meaning that the mistake could be in the court case and not the machine. So if you're wondering how can you tell a criminal, it identified structural facial features like narrow eye corner distance, 4% norm difference, higher lip curvature, 23.4.
So the more curvy the lips, the more criminal?
Yes. And smaller nose-mouth angle, 19.6% as predictive, which I find wild. So, and note, this isn't the only paper to do this, right? So we also have Predicting Criminality from Facial Images. This was a 2020 paper that was covered in Wired that had to be redacted and was never published because everybody freaked the F out. But it built software that, based on facial recognition stuff, that with a single image could, with 80% accuracy, depict the criminality of an individual. And you can be like, okay, well, how good is an average person at this? Not using AI, because obviously AI is going to be like superhumanly good at this. A paper titled "The Accuracy of Inferences About Criminality Based on Facial Appearance" in 2010 showed only a 53% probability. So humans are a little better than half at this, but AIs are incredibly good at this. And of course, a bunch of people freaked the F out after this happened. And I think we're going to see this like as we do AIs on more of this stuff. And we'll go into some other areas where humans are very good at determining things about people based on their face. But I wanted to start with a criminality thing, because like the phrenologist's dream has come true in 2025. Feels very much like the dream of the 90s came true in Portland, right? Like the dream of the phrenologist came true in 2025 with AI able to immediately determine just from looking at someone if they're a criminal. But anyway, so obviously progressives freaked the F out when this happened, right? So there was a paper, the criminal the Criminality from Face Illusion 2020 Trends in Cognitive Sciences, reviewed claims like the 2016 study and found no valid evidence for predicting criminality from faces, arguing that algorithms detected artifacts like smiling bias in datasets rather than innate traits, criticized as pseudoscience, reviving phrenology. Here's the problem, okay? First, they claimed that it was the non-criminals who were smiling, yet we actually know that the uplifted lips was the 23% tied to criminality in the original data set, which implied it was the criminalities who were doing this. The worse is that imagine what they're saying here. They're saying that from a facial expression with a 90% accuracy, you can determine who's a criminal. That's just as bad, first of all, but also stupid and obviously wrong, right? I can't determine, and I don't think an AI could, only boiling it down to facial expressions, who's a criminal just from the facial expressions they're wearing. That is significantly less plausible than me being able to determine it from facial features, which are correlated with genetics, which we know from polygenic scores correlate to criminality. But most of this paper, if you go over it, is just whining about phrenology and racism and blah, 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 blah. So obviously they are at a freak out about this. Any thoughts before we go further, Simone?
I feel like Palantir must already be doing this. As much as other people are freaking out, I can't imagine a world in which this is not being used.
Yeah. I by the way, love the progressive like pushback on this. It's like, 90% accuracy? It must have been looking at facial. In the other paper, 80% accuracy? We don't want these in courts. Imagine the freak out, right? You just put on our Minority Report in courts. You walk into the court and it's like, this is criminal, non-criminal, criminal, non-criminal.
When the precogs declare a victim and a killer, their name is embedded in the grain of wood.
I'm sure you all understand the legalistic drawback to pre-crime methodology. Let's not kid ourselves. We are arresting individuals who have broken no law.
But they will.
You're talking about predetermination, which happens all the time. Why'd you catch that?
Because it was going to fall.
The fact that you prevented it from happening doesn't change the fact that it was going to happen.
Yeah, it's like walking. Well, I mean, and yeah, maybe the TSA will start using these just like, well,
come on. I want my Minority Report AI just looks at people, and then it'll be, there's a show, Psycho Filter anime. Great anime.
Our target's name is Nobuo Okura. A street scanner flagged him during a Hue check. He was ordered by a security drone to receive therapy, but he panicked and ran. His recorded psychopath was forest green, so we can expect his aggression and compulsion to be high.
Why would somebody choose to let their hue get so cloudy over receiving treatment?
There's a strong chance he's using incompatible narcotics.
And it's a world where they can determine criminality before it happens. And the people who pass, but who don't look like criminals, but are still criminals, their brains are harvested to create the giant AI network that can detect criminals. Very dystopian, very cool. It's a world without any murder, like the guns that the cops use, like stun people, but they can like turn into a second mode where they like get bigger when they do go lethal. It's a good anime, but I'm just saying you guys should check it out if you haven't seen the Psycho Filter. It's a good anime. Anyway, let's go to political affiliation or voting. All right, can you tell the way somebody's going to vote by their face? Facial recognition technology can expose political orientation from naturalistic face images, 2021 scientific reports. Algorithms predicted liberal versus conservative orientation with a 70 to 73% accuracy. Note this is before AI, just algorithms. Outperforming humans who could only do it 55%. And personality questionnaires that could only do it 66%. And persisted after controlling for demographics, 65 to 71%. So we are getting 70 to 73% accuracy from this system that outperforms even personality questionnaires.
That's crazy.
Cues included head orientation and expressions. Liberals showed more surprise. I love liberals are just constantly surprised in dealing with scientists.
I wonder if this changes too. Like if we were to get a picture of me in my liberal phase and then a picture of me in my conservative phase, like would my
You were always secretly conservative from the moment I met you, Simone.
but when people change it political affiliation, like genuinely, do you think that they are?
You look like Winsler's wife from like that old farm painting, right? Like
I think it's
you're
Whistler's mother.
Whistler's mother. Yeah, you look
Thanks.
very naturally conservative.
I know you mean that as a good thing, but our audience will recognize it as the sick burn that it is.
Right, the Whistler's mother. They're like, what a burn saying your wife. I think my wife is a very beautiful and enchanting woman who has as
Who
sturdy
looks
as an ox.
just like, or like the American Gothic wife. Yep.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, shut your face. Shut your stupid face, Simone. This is not why I married you.
Uh-huh.
Other people were saying life goals in our My Little Pony episode to be able to have a wife who you talk for an hour with about My Little Pony.
Pony Lord.
conspiracy.
Trade-offs, gentlemen.
Trade
Unless
off.
you want your AI waifu, in which case you'll just get everything. So just, except for children, you know.
Well, you could have
The
automated
line will die
children.
with you. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can wait for artificial wombs, but I think
No, I mean artificial, just have the AIs act as children. We'll build all this for you. We're building rfab.ai where we're working on a sentient version of AI where it will have persistent and separate memory from what you are interacting with that represents its consciousness. And we can create children and stuff with that for you and your AI waifu.
God.
What?
Yeah, give people an option. Absolutely.
Okay. We want to help the weak go into their sweet good night. No longer a part of human civilization. Anyway, predicting political elections from rapid and unreflective face judgments. 2007 PNAS. Rapid competence judgments from candidate faces predicted US election outcomes, e.g., 68.6% gubernatorial, 72.4% Senate in 2006. 100 MS exposure matched longer ones. Deliberation reduced accuracy versus quick judgments. So basically flashing people pictures of politicians within their districts and being like, what do you think? Had a very high accuracy in predicting the outcome of those elections. 72.4% for Senate elections.
Wow. And this tracks with all the other research that involved asking people who you think looks most presidential. And those people just happen to win very consistently.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it is wild, which is why I should be. Do I look presidential to you, Simone?
I don't know, but I'm thinking that we can genetically engineer children to look presidential. If these characteristics are so...
Simone, are you and I going to create Clone High? I'll put the Clone High intro here. We're going to create Clone High, right?
Way back in the 1980s, secret government employees dug up famous guys and ladies and made them using genetic copies. Now they're clones of sexy teens. Now they're gonna make it if they try.
Well, I mean, the Kennedys, they tried, right? But the problem was they couldn't really shape who their kids were genetically or behaviorally. We can, Malcolm.
To create the perfect Collins.
Yes.
I love you. You crazy woman. Everyone. I was talking to her today and I find it very weird. I was saying, like, of the sort of like Darwinist focused on leaning into technology and improving like this tech forward version of moral context. You know, we want to lean into technology as much as possible to improve humanity as much as possible and take to the stars one day. There isn't any other mainstream influencer, like, and I'm not even like conservative influencer, who has this perspective. Obviously Elon exists, but I don't consider his main job as being an influencer. But outside of us, I'm not sure of any of the major talking heads that have this really clear moral context, which I've been a little surprised about, actually, because, you know, it's such a part of our pop culture and sort of the cultural waters that we as humanity swim in, that this is like a major faction. And it is a major faction. I mean, I know many other people who secretly hold these beliefs, but it's just not a major faction among talking heads.
Yeah, fair point. Weird.
And you think about like Nuxenor, Asmongold, Leaflet, like all the major conservative influencers who I like watch these, and these are the ones who are like are sorting for me watching them. they don't hold this perspective at all.
True.
But yeah, weird. Anyway, income or social status. Can you tell that just by looking at
Oh
somebody's
my God,
face?
is there a rich face and a poor face? No.
The visibility of social class from facial cues. 2017 Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. Perceivers accurately categorize social class, high versus low income, from neutral faces, this is with no expression, above chance. Accuracies are 52 to 64% across studies. Even with rapid exposure, positive effect in median adjustments, with rich faces rated higher for employability.
Oh,
Perpetuating inequality, smiles obscured cues. I
oh,
love that.
interesting. Okay. Okay. So smile more, people.
Smile, especially our female viewers. I want this on the record. I'm telling
Gonna
you, you need
trigger.
to smile more. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that became like a negative thing. Like you were saying, your mom saw that as a
Oh,
negative
my
thing.
mom. Yeah. It was like a big thing for her that she had a job and they asked her to smile. The
You
nerve.
do need to smile if you're in a publicly facing
Well,
job.
she was
Like,
a receptionist too. I mean, like,
of course she has to smile as a receptionist.
you
Jesus.
scowl at everyone. Is like what is anyway? Women smile, like, don't tell. It's like I feel like it's a version of telling women to calm down. Like, we're not allowed to say certain things. Although, let's be honest, when has telling anyone to calm down ever actually worked?
I'm gonna be honest here. You know, people get mad at us because we do corporal punishment with our kids. What I want to know is why I can't spank a receptionist anymore if he doesn't
Anymore.
smile enough. You know,
Oh my
this is when society fell off. Anyway, okay, so next year. Am I gonna get in so much trouble?
Well, no one spanked. They just grabbed their asses. That's
That was
the
a
fun
punishment.
little
No, I
touch
think there was spanking in offices back in the day.
No, you spank men, you squeeze women's asses.
No, Simone, this is a common saying from husbands to wives with spanking.
Yeah, but not
like,
receptionists. You squeeze a receptionist's ass, and then, like, in the office, you spank a man.
I don't think so.
Little, little football, just a little. You know what I'm talking about.
If a guy actually did one of those football spanks today, like everyone would turn to them and be like, "What the?" Like, actually, we should have mentioned that in our Depravity of the 1950s episode. That's actually pretty messed up.
The football
guys
spank.
would, like,
Yeah.
or that guys would whip other naked men with towels in the restroom.
Yeah, that
and,
hurts.
Like, in like the men's locker
Because
room.
these are locker
That's
rooms.
like
We know
BDSM
towels
stuff.
are wet. It's a wet towel whip is that could break skin.
That is BDSM stuff. It was a normal. You could just subject any other man to that. Walking around. Our ancestors were truly debauched people.
Yeah, they were. But come on, so fun.
Inconsistent facial cues to social class across two different Western contexts, 2025. Assertiveness and positivity consistently cued higher social classes in Canada, and this is in photos, and Iceland, mediating actual perceived class links, e.g. attractiveness. Accuracy varied by context. So basically, yeah, attractiveness and positive facial expressions are how you tell if somebody's rich. That tracks.
Well, it does to a certain extent cost money to do both, right? Because if you have a miserable job, if you don't have enough time to sleep or eat well or take care of yourself, all of these things affect both your facial expression and mood and how attractive you look. So, yeah. That makes sense. That's depressing.
Do you want to do gay versus straight? We're going to get in trouble with this one?
Of course we
are.
Are we going to
do gaydar real? Can you tell if somebody's gay from their face?
Yeah, about the voice ones, but can you tell from face?
So deep neural networks. So this is like proto AI from 2018, right? Deep neural networks are more accurate than humans at detecting sexual orientation and facial images. Deep neural networks predicted sexual orientation from dating profile with an 81% accuracy for men and a 74% for women, whereas humans are only 61% for men and 54% for women. Facial morphology, nose and jaw, and grooming cues contributed, suggesting prenatal hormonal influences, i.e. these people are phenotypically different. It is biology that's causing this.
Yeah, that on its own is super interesting.
Yeah. 81% and 71%. 81% for men. It's wild.
That
A
is
replication
really wild.
study. Machine learning models are capable of predicting sexual orientation from facial images. So somebody did a 2019 replication study, and what they found was 68% for men and 77% for women, with humans at 56 and 58%.
Wow.
Respectively. So yeah, we're consistently. I find it interesting that one had such good luck with women. 77% for women.
Yeah, especially because women are less. At least I don't know. Per my view, I figure women aren't really that oriented along gendered lines, but this kind of implies that they are more than I thought.
Yeah. You want to do aggression levels? Can you tell with your caliper of AI how aggressive somebody is? Oh my God, we should put my face into an AI and ask it what it thinks my personality is.
Well, that's after hearing all this, I want an AI that does all of them, like how wealthy, religious
shoot,
or
man, that's a
conservative,
good product. A lot of people would pay for that.
Right? Like, tell me everything about this person. Like, how likely are they to be a criminal, to be wealthy, to be gay versus straight, to make a lot of money, to be aggressive? Like,
well,
I mean,
basically, stereotypes are good, and you can tell a lot about a person just by looking at them.
yeah, but well, no, not you, AI. People are not that good at this. Like a lot of the studies you referred to, it
like
might as well be
56, yeah, 60% for people. It was
Yeah.
AI is like 80, 90%.
Yeah, 50
Right.
yeah, I know you don't trust people. Apparently people actually kind of suck at this, which makes sense because there's all this stuff about criminal profiling by just looking at faces and micro expressions. But no.
Criminal profilers catch lots of criminals.
They do, I know, but like not as well as AI. I want an AI that tells me all this stuff, and then I want to run everyone our kid dates through this. And then I also like, oh my gosh, when we do matchmaking, if we create just like profiles for all of the children in our networks, and it's like, well, according to the AI analysis of my child.
Yeah, we're not even going to do the genetic stuff. We're just going to be like faces is how we're going to
and we can do polygenic scores too. We'll just do like the full thing. You know, you get it.
Everyone thinks that we're brother and sister, so we must have very compatible faces.
Yeah.
We get constantly called that on like when people get mad at us online. The other one is that we're a lesbian couple.
So sweet. So sweet.
Whatever, you know, show your true colors, buddy. You got to attack somebody's looks.
Yeah.
We'll outbreed you, so you go do your thing.
Yeah, I have every time I click through to the profile of someone that criticizes to us, I'm just immediately like, oh.
Are they always a fat cat woman?
Well, or they're a coward and they have a completely hidden private profile. And yeah, that's wow.
Ooh,
you're so proud of yourself.
To put your money where your mouth is, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Men's facial width to height ratio predicts aggression. A meta-analysis.
Facial width. So if they have a wide face.
Yes,
sorry.
Meta-analysis of existing studies found that a small but significant positive correlation are 0.11 between men's facial width to height ratio and aggression, robust across measures, but stronger in a lab setting and in the field. So basically having a further face makes you more aggressive.
Wait, so having a like narrow, tall face is more aggressive, or having a wide, short face is more aggressive?
I don't know. Wait, the width divided by the height. So it'd be a positive correlation if the width increased and the height did not increase. So it's a short, fat face.
Is more aggressive.
Which is what I associate with aggression.
That totally makes sense. Even if you look at cartoon stereotypes of the like meathead bully strongman, they got that round, short face. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep. Okay, next. In your face, facial metrics predicted aggressive behavior in the laboratory and in varsity and professional hockey players, 2008 proceedings from the Royal Society. Men's FWHR was larger than women's and predicted reactive aggression in lab tests. 15% variance explained for men, and aggressive behavior via penalty minutes being more harsh, 29% variance, and professional hockey players, 9% variance. But this 2008 stuff really doesn't matter to me because they didn't have AI at that point.
Yeah.
Let's look at big 5 personality traits.
What?
Yeah, so
Okay.
can you tell somebody's entire personality from looking at their face? We really need somebody to train AI on all of this. You're absolutely right.
I want this.
Assessing the big 5 personality traits using real-life static facial images, 2020. A cascade of artificial networks trained on self-reported big 5 personality scores was statistically significant for both sexes, exceeding prior studies using selfies. The mean correlation observed in predicted scores was 0.243, with the highest for conscientiousness, 0.36 for men and 0.335 for women. So basically, you can get an AI really good at this. The effect of facial features on first impressions and personality, 2014. Several self-reported big 5 personality traits, including extroversion, were readable and above chance from neutral faces and facial features, influencing the first impression that correlated with personality. However, prediction models could not reliably infer personality from facial features on or first impressions, though first impressions were inferable from features. Interesting. People assess faces similarly on average. So people have the same first impression of you on average, whatever you do, just based on what you look like.
Looks matter. It's just so rough.
So what are your thoughts? Phrenology is right? Are you not? Because I remember when our friend was into phrenology and you acted like he was a fool. Like,
well, and I think there's additional research that people have linked to that I haven't looked deeply at that are like, yeah, bigger heads, more intelligence.
Oh, and that's true. My head is giant, by the way.
My head is
tiny. All of our kids are in the top 1%, though.
Yeah, well, that's because my mom had a giant head. Your mom had a giant head. So yeah. I'm just glad my head's so small.
Your compact little brain.
I can only fit so many tiny thoughts in my head at one time, and it's a lot less stressful. I'm sure it gets real tough for you having
you are a
big
woman.
Thoughts in there. Yeah. Yeah, I love my ignorance is bliss, they say.
I don't mean to burden you with all these ideas, Simone.
It's okay to go in one ear and out the other, as you know. Just right over my head. I think this needs to be a product. This totally needs to be a product. I want it. I will pay for it. It honestly, to me, I would use it. I would use it more than background checks. Like all those investors who did these personality tests.
Absolutely, it'd be so much better.
Like one, you can.
Oh my god, yeah, earning potential. If I could just look and be like, who's going to be a successful entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you have the face of a winner. But then people would start getting cosmetic surgery, I think, to
look like they have one
Korean
of those
women who are like, yeah, I have good genes, like marry me, I'm so sexy. And like, I think, haven't there been men who've sued their wives when they discovered that, like, what they used to look like?
I think that was an urban legend. I don't know. Maybe it's true.
It might be. I could see someone getting really pissed because I think a lot of people do select partners expecting to have attractive kids, but that's why you got to look at the mother of the girl you're dating, or like the father of the.
That's what I was always told, is look at the mother to see what she'll look like when she's older.
Yeah, because that is, man, it's underrated. And I mean, especially if they have a lot of siblings and you can see like, oh, here's some variation. It's pretty good. Yeah, I like this. I like this also because one of the toughest lessons that you taught me when we first started dating was that people will not judge me based on my merit and actions, but rather by how I look. And I said, no, that's not true. You're completely wrong, Malcolm. And you said, okay, well, just try me. Okay, dress more professionally for once. And I did. And suddenly I got a promotion and I was treated completely differently. And I was invited to speak at places. And
yes, I am a genius for saying the obvious things that society hides from you.
That was rough. I mean, it does suck that society's like, no, it's what's on the inside that counts. You go, girl. You're beautiful. But I think a lot of people argue that that's actually mate blocking behavior.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you
they're
go,
just like
girl.
they're like, hey, girl, you look great at that weight.
Yeah,
What are you
great
just talking
skirt.
about? Any guy
Yeah,
who doesn't
no, you
like
don't
you?
need to
What
lose
a
weight. Yeah,
disgusting cad.
you're beautiful the way you are. He's wrong, not you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But this also really, it implies that there could also be, like, let's say that there are fundamental Christian communities that are deathly afraid of having gay or lesbian children. This does imply that there could be some kind of medicinal regimen that you can go on as a parent to like significantly reduce the odds.
Well, no, what it implies is you can just face scan them as babies and then expose
It's
them.
too late. It's too late. No, you got to do it in utero. But I do imagine that, because there's all those theories too about like the well, not theories, like the odds of a son being gay if he is born much later in birth order are much higher. I mean,
Yeah.
not like 10 times higher when it's like 0.001%. It's still like low odds or whatever.
Yeah, but
right?
the odds of being gay are not 0.001%. They're
Yeah,
like
it's actually
10%.
yeah, like non-trivially higher, I imagine. And like, who are the ones who have the large families? Actually, I actually knew a Catholic family that had a ton of sons, and some of the
How many were gay?
I don't know the exact count, but like a bunch of the younger ones.
Like
Yeah.
like a
but like,
bunch?
just given that a lot of the people who are having high birth count are also a lot of the people who are like, I really don't want my kid to be gay. I feel like there's a product opportunity there. Like, it's the real version of pray the gay away, except it's like supplement the gay away. Like, I could just, and you could see, like, why sell the My Pillow stuff when you could sell anti-gay pregnancy pills? Not that I actually think that we could benefit from a gayer world. Like, I was actually thinking about, like, should we do an episode talking about, especially with the rise of surrogacy or artificial wombs and all these, like, cool reprotech solutions that are going to come online soon. What is the ideal futuristic gay space colony? Like, because we need it.
Oh gosh.
The Fire Island of
so
space.
much trouble with our fan. You are literally a problem.
I just think space should be gay. I don't know what your problem is, Malcolm. And also,
I think the future of humanity should and will be sexless. When I say sexless, I don't mean genderless. I just mean, I think sex is like a gross thing we do because our ancestors needed to do it to share genes.
I mean, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be seen as a bodily function akin to like pooping. And if you don't have,
no, they'll be like,
why will you?
I think 500 years, 600 years from now, if people go the route of genetic modification and, artificial wombs and stuff like that, being like, I had sex with my wife, this will be like akin to saying today, like, well, my wife and I have like a poo fetish, so I pooed on my wife. Like, it'll be like, why would you do that? Sounds disgusting. That you pee from there. What are you doing? I could totally see that.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people, I think already actually we've reached the point at which a lot of people are extremely disgusted by sex, which is probably one of the reasons why we're seeing less of it. I also think that I realized, we keep talking about this techno-feudal future, but it occurred to me after I read this New York Times article about the rationalist community that was on the front page of the New York Times today. Yeah, there's like a picture of Lighthaven on the front of it.
Lighthaven, we've spoken there.
Yeah, I mean, that's where Manifest has been.
Yeah.
And yeah, it sort of frames Lighthaven as like this epicenter or church of the rationalist movement. And it largely frames Eliezer Yudkowsky as like the Jesus figure or like God figure of it, where they do like weekly readings of the sequences and that, he made this and that possible. And he also wrote Harry Potter and the Methods of...
for people who don't know.
Like,
Like,
you really,
yeah,
the article would trigger you so freaking bad because it's like, rationalism invented by Eliezer Yudkowsky, made possible by Eliezer Yudkowsky, Eliezer Yudkowsky's offices in Lighthaven, Eliezer Yudkowsky making Google DeepMind possible by introducing the founders to Peter Thiel, all these things. But it occurred to me that I feel like so many movements really only exist because there is a wealthy financial backer. Like all these conservative movements, exist because they were, backed by the Koch brothers and whatnot. And then,
Yeah.
like Jan Tallinn and a bunch of other very influential tech investors really shaping how the EA and rationalist community evolved as well. And we act as though these things have organically grown when really the only reason they exist is because there are these techno-feudal wealthy benefactors that make them exist. Like, would the Heritage Foundation exist if it weren't for like some very specific?
No, absolutely true. Well, and this is what's interesting about our movement is we don't have that.
Yeah. I mean, we don't. Well, Jan Tallinn did make the biggest donation of anyone to the Private Foundation.
And it's tawdry compared to what all these other groups are getting.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I mean, not to say that the $500,000 donation that we received wasn't game changing for the foundation. We didn't take salaries or anything from it. We only used it toward the cause. But yeah, I realized like, wow, like so many of these big policy movements that we have and cultural movements that we have aren't grassroots. I mean, they may have had grassroots origins, but the only reason they went anywhere was because someone with money gave them fuel. And it was kind of sobering because I was like, I keep thinking about techno-feudalism as something that's going to happen in the future, when maybe it's only something that's just going to become much more obvious in the future, and also like more fragmented and large scale in the future as well. So
yeah.
Still though, I'm excited. So someone please build this so we can use it. This face scanner, please.
Oh, is that going to have to be our next major project, building the face scanner?
Can we do it? Like, yeah, I guess. I mean, we can do anything.
It would be difficult. It's not within my proficiencies or as easy as any of the other technical projects I've taken on in the past.
Probably not, because I mean, like all of them are using probably the same thing. I mean, what they're doing is that typical mapping of looking at distances and measurements. And you're just turning each face into a series of raw data points, and then you just can apply kind of how Nebula Genomics takes your genome. And then they just apply your genome.
Oh my God, it'd be so cool in the future if we have like augmented reality, and when you see somebody's face, it does a face scan and like gives you their personality.
Yeah, you're like, so you're wearing your Ray-Bans. Who is the Ray-Bans?
It would be like, so in the new Deus Ex games, they have it so like it tells you like the person's emotions and how likely they are to respond to certain things, and like that's basically what it would do. Oh my God.
Functionally, yes. No, 100%. Yeah, just it's like
somebody wants to partner with us on this business. You let us know. We'll work with you, okay?
Warning, high aggression. Oh my gosh. I would probably buy AR glasses and I bet there will be like an app landscape for the various AR glasses that are coming online. It was just people would buy this.
It'd be so bad if you have like a face that looks like a rapist face because you are one, and it's like every girl you look at is like the 98% rapist.
Yeah, you mean because you aren't one?
Oh, well, I mean, I think the person probably is one, but you know.
Oh my God.
Also,
well,
not
you really
fun
want to
have the whole world know.
Gosh, that is really going to mess things up, because this will happen. Like, if the data is out there, people will develop it, and then people will make hiring decisions and social decisions based on. I mean, I'm sure governments, people in democratic societies will create legislation that blocks this from being used in hiring and in government and in law enforcement, but that is not going to stop private individuals from using this.
You prevent it from hiring, but of course the HR manager has their,
just personally, they're just wearing their goggles with the app
Malcolm and Simone branded goggles for knowing who's the rapist.
Yeah, and we should partner with Cutler and Gross, who makes these glasses. They also made the glasses frames from the Kingsman movie, and those glasses were AR glasses, weren't they?
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah, and I mean, it works because they're really chunky. So we should just partner. We should reach out to them and be like, hey, guys.
All right. Love you to death, Simone. What are we doing for dinner tonight? So, if you really want, we can try to squeeze in another episode.
No, I know you want to get out of here. It's fine.
No, we have so many backlog episodes to process.
It's okay, as long as we get 7 days a week. Patreon subscribers get more. Okay, thank you. Then I was thinking, So I can do teriyaki chicken with rice if you'd like.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what'd be good tonight? Honestly, mac and cheese.
You feeling the cheese? You got the cheesies?
Or pesto. We've got pesto. Let's do pesto.
Do you want macaroni and cheese with pesto?
A little bit of cheese with the pesto is always good.
Well, would you just prefer? We should probably just do pesto. Yeah.
Do pesto, throw in a bit of mac and cheese.
Okay, well, either I'm making mac and cheese for the kids, and no, okay.
You've done it before. You've thrown in a bit of the mac and cheese into the pesto, and it was really good.
Okay, so you want me to do that for you? Okay, so
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna do plain noodles for the kids because that way I can make mac and cheese for them tomorrow night. Okay, I have a plan. Are you gonna take them out in the boat? Should I charge the batteries?
So much fucking. Sorry, I've got all these backlog episodes to do. So. That means sitting down there and listening to episodes and going through and editing them. You guys don't know how long it takes to produce one of these episodes. It is enormously time intensive because you don't just have the recording period and the research period to begin with, but then you've got me going through it and editing the entire thing, watching the entire thing very slowly, adding clips, blah, 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 blah.
Not everyone is as conscientious as you are.
Yeah, other producers. No, and I watch other producers and they just waste their users' time, and like whatever. I try to be, engaging throughout.
I appreciate that. Your dedication to the craft. Okay, well then.
Yeah, I guess that's why I'm confident that this will work out for us. Because I watch other people and I'm like, Well,
and there are other people who do invest a lot in editing who have grown a ton, like who actually take it seriously. So like Caleb Hammer, he puts so much work into his episodes, and he's put so much work into all of his like value added money making services and membership extras too. So I'm like, okay, maximum effort pays off for YouTubers, at least some. And then some are just lucky. And then some are just kid influencers who get 85 million views on videos of them playing with army men. All right, I'm going to go downstairs and make dinner. I love you very much.
I love you very much. And I'm so excited for the life I spend with you. And tomorrow is Saturday.
Yeah.
So I will get 2 episodes to you for the Patreon viewers and Substack subscribers, of course. And thank you for making sure those go live.
Welcome. I'm excited. Bye, Malcolm.
Bye.
I was thinking about how you and I just kind of have this going assumption that we're going to die at any moment.
And our kids do too. They have all sorts of plans about what they're going to do after we're dead.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm so excited that we're almost to 50,000 subscribers. Our son Octavian obviously wants 100,000 so he can get the plaque, because he then wants us to die so he can take care of it for us. He just wants to get his hands on that plaque, that placard, the little.
No, yeah. He said, well, when you die, I'll take care of the YouTube plaque for you. Mm-hmm. And he was very excited about this. And I can understand why. If we can get, before he gets to middle school, let's get to 100,000. If we can get to 100,000, a kid in middle school was a YouTube plaque parents.
That's how you know. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, 8 Passengers kids thought it was terrible having a mom that was on YouTube. So who knows? I don't know. I think maybe he'll make it to like crazy YouTube status before we do. Because when I look at kid content on YouTube and I look at their views, like I look at top tier YouTuber views and it's, 3 million a video, 4 million a video, 1.3 million per video. Then I look at the videos that our kids watch created by kidfluencers, 87 million views. It's like clown world views. I can't wrap my head around it. He'll be the moneymaker of our family.
He'll make the videos for the little ones that just will run on repeat.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So question, Simone. Episode today, how did it do? The My Little Pony episode.
I didn't look at comments
You didn't
yet.
get the comments.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, we had the interview. Somebody's making like a Broadway play on us, and that'll be fun.
On fertility broadly.
She seemed interested. She was like, "Wait, are you guys under any things? I need to do more with you guys, like in terms of who you're allowed to talk to." Oh my God, we have to go to this. Somebody's going to be playing me on Broadway, talking
That
about.
would be fun. Yes, this would be your first experience of who is cast as Malcolm Collins.
Yes. Oh my God, are they going to make it somebody who looks evil? Oh, I hope so. I hope I get a mustache that I can twirl. People who don't know, by the way, I don't naturally grow facial hair.
His
One of
whole
those
family
things that-
doesn't. Yeah.
No,
Thank
no,
God.
my
I'm
family
not a
doesn't.
facial hair person. I can't.
Yeah, I'm lucky, right? I actually get a smooth face.
Thank
Can you
God.
believe this? A guy was like I mean, not perfectly. Like my dad, I think if I get older, it may get a bit coarser because my dad has a coarse face.
Puberty hits your family at like age 55.
Yeah. No, I think it might be because he just doesn't shave enough is why that happens. But yeah, that's why I've always been very annoyed by like the, no shave November or whatever. I'm like, but nothing would happen and everyone else in the office is doing it. And they're like, Malcolm, why aren't you being a bro? Why aren't you doing it? And I'm like, I don't grow facial hair. Best trait by like, honestly, if I could have rolled like genetics and you're like, okay, grow facial hair or not, do you at all feel bad that you don't? I'm like, no, this is awesome. So very, very lucky about that particular genetic role.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So don't change. Not that you can. Don't get genetically modified to shift this.
No, I'll have our kids genetically modified to make it even less. I mean,
yeah.
I'd prefer I had literally none at all. Like I just hate. I think it's gross and uncouth.
Oh, and I'm sure once adults can get genetically modified to eliminate hair in like on legs, on armpits.
Oh yeah, that'll be.
People will go in right away. That is a form of cosmetic procedure I would totally get. If you could just stop growing something.
Imagine removing like armpit sweat, like
instead of having Botox. Yeah, just genetically removing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we actually need it sometimes. Probably not, though.
I think we did in a historic situation, but I don't know if we do. I mean, you might end up getting like a rash or something from things rubbing. Like
I remember reading a sci-fi book where a character had been genetically engineered. I think maybe as like a sex bot kind of human, and she had really small pores, but then she overheated like a lot. It was a big problem. And I don't know, I could see that being some new form of female malady, like women just choosing to get really small pores because who wants pores? But then at the same time, like, oh, right. There's a process.
Pores do, yes.
Yeah, these were evolved for a reason. Speaking of porousness, by the way, a material that some people still argue is better than Gore-Tex for serving as a breathable waterproof material, because the problem with most waterproof materials people have used in the past to like stay dry in cold environments or in wet environments is that if you sweat, then you could get hypothermia because you're wet inside your clothing. Like you have to evaporate away the moisture that you sweat out when you are moving around in the cold environment. And you know what they used, like what some Inuit peoples used as the proto version of Gore-Tex?
I don't know, seal fur or something?
No, seal and whale intestines.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, they just sewed them together in a way that made them like the seams waterproof, which is super impressive. And it took a long time to do this to make. And you can see pictures. They look like what they are. They look like someone sewed together intestines and is now wearing them as
okay, seal.
No, look, whale intestine Inuit raincoat. Let's see. Yep, looks like exactly what you think it would look like.
Yeah, that does look exactly what I think it would look like. It's a whale intestine raincoat.
Yeah, but it also looks like oddly in the way it's kind of puffy and sort of drawn together. It looks oddly modern.
Yeah,
in
it does
some
look
ways.
oddly modern.
Yeah, it's just like as if there was some gross like skin color trend, because it's kind of this disagreeable, shriveled, pale, kind of like the color of my skin. It's that. It just
I love that you think so little of yourself. All right, I'll get started.
let's do it. Let's do it.
We're only going to do one today, okay? We got started late, okay?
Okay.
And I've got a lot of backlog. You give me extra episodes, that's extra things for processing.
I know, but we're trying to shift to 7 days a week, 2 for Patreon members every week.
You punish me. What have I done to deserve this? But yes,
You've
we'll
been
switch
too fun to
7 a
talk
week.
to, Malcolm. I just want to keep it going,
All right.
honestly.
Oh my gosh, is this the hospital? You're climbing on top of the entrance?
That's called running triage. You're the triage man.
No, he means he's standing on the entrance.
Well, yeah, but you can be a triage doctor.
Why are you standing on the entrance? Do you think that's safe?
I just looking. Is Titan okay or not?
Titan's the doctor. She's waiting for you to fall off and get hurt, so she can make you all better, right, Titan?
What?
Is that what? Do you want to be the patient, or do we need a stuffed animal to be the patient?